Make this your non-negotiable before you do anything else, before you set new goals, you change any processes, or you make plans. Sit down with every single person on your team individually. I'm not talking about a group meeting here. Not talking about going out for a team lunch. It's a one-on-one conversation that you ask these 3 questions. What do you love about working here? What frustrates you? And what do you need from me to do your best work? So you walked into the role ready to lead. You had great ideas, you had the energy, you had a plan, but your team crossed arms. Short answers, smiles that don't reach the eyes. They're not being difficult. They're just being careful because they don't trust you yet. And if you handle the next 30 days wrong, they never will. I'm John Espinosa. I've spent 20 years building teams, and I currently lead 4 organizations, which means I have been the new leader walking into an existing team more times than I can count. And most new managers, we try to earn trust by showing competence. We make quick decisions, we solve problems, demonstrate that we deserve the role. And that instinct, it makes sense, but it's wrong. I'm here to tell you it's wrong. Competence earns respect. It doesn't earn trust. Trust comes from something else entirely. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that is and how to build it in your first 30 days. Okay, you with me? Here's the big idea. Trust isn't built by proving that we're smart. It's built by proving you're safe enough to follow. So think about the leaders that you've trusted the most in your career. Was it because they had the perfect resume? Or was it because they made you feel genuinely cared about, told you the truth, and they did what they said they were going to do? Your new team isn't evaluating whether you're smart enough for the job. They're evaluating your character, and they're making that decision really quick, quicker than you think, within the first weeks. So the framework that I'm about to give you is designed for exactly that window. 5 trust accelerators. This is going to get you going here pretty quick. Each one takes less than 5 minutes, and together they can compress months of trust building into your first 30 days. So let's get into the framework. 5 trust accelerators. I call them that because they're 5 specific actions that are going to build trust faster than anything else that I've found in 20 years of leading teams. Accelerator 1, ask before you act. In the first 2 weeks, make yourself ask more questions than you answer. So we're going to have to resist the urge to fix or change or improve anything. It's going to be difficult because you're going to walk in with a lot of energy, and I'm a fixer. Naturally, I realize that. So whenever I walk into a new organization, I have to check myself. So here's the line. I'm not here to change things. I'm here to understand how things work and what you need. That's a big change. When a new leader asks questions, it signals humility. And when a new leader starts making changes, what happens? It signals arrogance, even when those changes may be for the good of the organization. So the question that works best, just a quick pause in our episode. This might be exactly what you need to hear. If you're currently leading a team, or you want to lead a team, and you're spending your days putting out fires, you're not failing, you're just stuck. Because when everything feels urgent, nothing actually improves. And over time, that starts to chip away at our confidence as a leader. I've led teams under pressure for years, and firefighting isn't about effort, it's about those missing leadership systems. When expectations are clear and ownership is real, our teams, they stop reacting and they start solving problems without us. So if you're ready to lead instead of react, click on the link below, book a call, check out our consulting programs. All right, back to the episode. It's one thing about how this team operates that you want to protect. And then one thing that you wish was different. That question does two things. It tells them you respect what they've built, and it tells them you're willing to listen before you act. That's trust currency. Accelerator number 2, we're going to deliver one small win for them. And within our first 2 weeks, you're going to find one problem that your team has been dealing with. Something annoying, but it's fixable, okay? And then we're going to solve it. Not a big strategic move, a small, visible, practical win. Maybe it may be a broken process that everyone is complaining about. Maybe getting them a resource that they've been requesting for months and months and months. Maybe it's removing one of those pointless meetings that everybody asks, why am I here? But the key here, it has to be something that they care about, not something that makes you look good. When your team sees you use your authority to make their life better, not to assert your agenda, trust, it moves faster. Accelerator number 3, say I don't know, and say it early. Most, again, going back to the competence things, most new managers were terrified of looking incompetent. So what happens? We fake confidence. We fake them on things that we're unsure about. And your team, they're going to see right through it. So the fastest way to build credibility isn't pretending that we know everything. It's saying, I don't know, but I'll find out. And then follow through. So that combination, it builds honesty plus reliability. And that's going to be the foundation of trust. People don't need us to have all the answers. They need to know that we're going to be straight with them. So again, say it in your first 2 weeks. You notice a trend here. You have to say it. It's going, to be fine. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still learning how things work around here. And I'd rather tell you that I don't know than give you the wrong answer. And when I say I'll find out, I'm going to follow through. You're establishing that framework or those guardrails. And that one statement alone is going to earn you more trust than a month of walking around pretending. Accelerator number 4, follow through on the smallest things. Trust is built in small moments, not the big ones. If you say that you're going to send something out by the end of the day, do it. Send it out by the end of the day. If you tell them that you're going to look into that, look into it and circle back. If you say, hey, let's talk about that this week, schedule it. Your team's watching, even when you don't think they are. It's not going to be your presentations. It's not your strategy. It's your follow-throughs on the small stuff. Because one broken promise in your first month, it will set you back weeks. One promise kept, however, especially on something that's small, it's going to begin to build that momentum that we're looking for. So the rule here, never commit to something that we can't deliver, and deliver everything that we commit to. Let me say that again. Never commit to something that you can't deliver, and deliver everything you commit to. Accelerator number 5, we're going to have a one-on-one conversation with every person in our first 2 weeks. I still continue to have one-on-one conversations. I think that is the secret sauce to good leadership. Make this your non-negotiable before you do anything else, before you set new goals, you change any processes, or you make plans. Sit down with every single person on your team individually. I'm not talking about a group meeting here. Not talking about going out for a team lunch. It's a one-on-one conversation that you ask these 3 questions. What do you love about working here? What frustrates you? And what do you need from me to do your best work? Then you're going to sit back and listen. Don't get into fix-it mode. Prevent yourself. Don't solve it. Don't promise. Don't defend the organization. You're only going to listen and take notes. And then you're going to follow up within 1 week. Don't make it any more than about a week and a half here with one thing that each person in the conversation mentioned. That follow-up, again, it's where trust gets built. It's not the conversation necessarily itself, but it's the proof that you were listening. So let's summarize those 5 trust accelerators. First one, ask before you act. You're going to ask questions and you're going to resist fixing. Number 2, you're going to deliver a small win. So you're going to solve one problem that they care about, not you. Number 3, say, I don't know. Be honest about what you're still learning. Number 4, follow through. Every micro commitment you are going to follow through. And then schedule those one-on-ones with everyone. Those are going to be individual conversations and ask those 3 questions. So how does this tie into our lead framework? And what's the application here? So the first item, listen. The first accelerator is listening, okay? It's asking before you act. Have those one-on-ones. Understand before we lead. Then we're going to envision. Once we've listened now what we can do is we're going to cast vision that's grounded in what our team actually needs, not what we assumed coming or walking in the door. Then we're going to align. We're going to trust that this is going to create alignment, because when your team trusts you, they're going to align with the direction willingly, not because we came in forcing it. Don't be the bull in the china cabinet. And then drive. Trust is the engine that drives performance. Without it, all we're doing is pushing a boulder up the hill. With it, we're pulling, and pulling is always going to be more powerful. So here's your assignment, and it's simple. If you're stepping into a new role or leading a team that doesn't fully trust you, pick one accelerator from the list and do it before the end of the week. If you're not sure which one to start with the one-on-ones. That's always my go-to. Sit down with one person tomorrow, ask those 3 questions, listen, don't try to fix, and then you're going to follow up. That's it. One conversation, one follow-up. Trust is going to start there. So let me land this. Your team isn't resisting you. They're protecting themselves. Every new leader is a risk until proven otherwise. And the way you prove otherwise isn't through big speeches or bold moves. It's through those small, consistent actions that show up. Let them know you're safe to follow. Ask before you act. Win for them before you win for yourself. Be honest about what you don't know. Keep the small promises, and then sit down with every single person and ask what they need. Do those 5 things in your first 30 days. You won't have to demand trust. You'll earn it. If this was helpful, please drop leadership episodes every single week. So do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, click on the bell for notifications. Again, I build these episodes for managers leading real teams. Next week, we're going to cover episode 331, I believe. 331. We're talking about the second pillar of trust. What do you do when trust has already been broken? That's one for the leaders inheriting a team that they've been burned before. Drop me a comment. Tell me which accelerator that you're starting with this week. I believe in you. Go be great. Talk to everyone on the next episode. Bye-bye.